Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on managing food allergies in the PEAL. First of all, let me thank you for being here today. My name is Narmada, and I'm excited to take you through today's session. I'm currently a food safety trainer and auditor at Childcare Group. However, with 15 years of experience as chef manager in aged care, I have had the privilege of cooking and managing food services for our vulnerable loved ones. So today we will be discussing about the changes in food allergen labeling, and my aim is to provide you with insights and strategies that you can apply in your own work or at home. Now, what is a food allergy? A food allergy occurs when a person's immune system reacts to certain food and ingredients which cause an allergic reaction, including anaphylaxis. For today's webinar, we are going to focus on the labeling requirements for allergens only. So let's start. Looking at food allergens listed, we have gone from this to this, introducing PEAL, which stands for Plain English Allergen Labelling. Do you know that between 2013 and 2022, there were 346 food recalls due to undeclared allergens that can result in minor irritations, serious illness, or even death? Consumer consultation found that when allergens were declared on food labels, they were not always clear and easily detectable. As a result, in February 2021, the law was amended to introduce new requirements for labeling of allergens in food. It is now mandatory for food allergen declarations to be clear and consistent to help everyone to make safe food choices. This is a welcome change, bringing a sign of relief for families, aged care homes, childcare centers, and everyone who is involved in preparing and serving food for people with allergies. Now, let's take a look at the different changes individually on the coming slides. Reading label for milk allergy. Milk allergy means all dairy products such as milk, butter, yogurt, and cheese. People with milk allergy are allergic to the protein in milk. So even if milk is lactose-free, it may cause anaphylaxis in a person with milk allergy. Therefore, as per new rules, cream, butter, and dairy will not be declared as allergen anymore. Let's look at more changes on the coming slide. Seafood or shellfish will no longer be listed as allergens. The allergens must be specific to either fish, which are fin fish such as salmon, tuna, trout, whiting, or snapper, or crustaceans, which include prawns, crab, lobster, shrimps, or crayfish, or mollusks, which include squid, octopus, mussel, scallops, or clams, which mean that people with an allergy to prawns can now choose to consume a product which indicates mollusks are the only allergen, allowing more safe choices to people with allergies. Other changes are tree nuts. Tree nuts are no longer grouped together. Tree nuts must be clearly identified by their common names in the ingredient list and summary statement. This means using terms like almond, cashew, walnut, hazelnut, pistachio, or pine nut, rather than generic terms for tree nuts. As a result, consumers who were typically avoiding all products containing tree nuts will now only avoid the specific allergens related to which they are allergic to. If you're allergic to pine nuts, previously you would have avoided all products with tree nuts, but now you can identify the specific nuts present and can thus make informed decision of consuming the particular product. Let's look at further changes. Wheat allergy and gluten. It is easy to be confused between wheat allergy and celiac disease. People with a wheat allergy must avoid wheat, but they may be able to eat other cereal that contain gluten, such as rye, barley, and oats if they are not allergic to them. Celiac disease is an autoimmune condition, not a food allergy. People with celiac disease must avoid gluten. Therefore, according to new rules, the term cereal containing gluten is no longer applicable. Wheat is an allergen and it must be listed as wheat. Gluten is declared in the contain statement only, and the source of gluten is declared by its cereal name in the ingredient list, for example, rye, barley, and oats. Now, there are more myths about allergies, which we unfortunately will not be able to cover in our session today. However, it can be accessed through our comprehensive food allergy training. Let's take a look at the new rules for labeling allergens under PEAL. According to the new requirement, allergen declaration within the statement of ingredient must first use simple plain English names in bold font. The font must be distinctly contrast with other text, and it must be same size as the rest of the ingredients. Additionally, allergen declaration must follow a specific format and location on food labels. The allergen must be listed on a summary statement beginning with the word contain. It must be next to but separate from the ingredient list. In case processing aids contain an allergen, they must be listed in bold on the ingredient list with the allergen name. In case there is food that is not packaged or does not require a label, it's good to know that the allergen information must still be accessible. This information should be displayed alongside the food or made available upon request from supplier. For example, food prepared and sold from a takeaway shop or a bakery. These changes are designed to make allergen information clearer and more accessible for everyone, including kitchen staff, families, and consumers. We will be looking at a few examples later to demonstrate this format. Now, prior to PEAL, a food label will look like this. As you can see on your screen, all the ingredients are written in the same font. There is no highlights of allergen. As a result, some allergens may be missed when reading the labels. A generic term is used for tree nuts, therefore unable to identify the specific nut present in the product. Now, under PEAL, the same food label will look like this. Declarations are made in the statement of ingredient using bold font and a font size no smaller than that used for other listed ingredients. In our example, milk is in bold for milk fat, and a separate summary statement in bold font beginning with the word contains. And in our example here, contain milk, located in the same field of view and directly next to the statement of ingredients. Now, as you can see, tree nut is replaced with the specific nuts. And in this case, it is almond and pecans. Now, PEAL has been introduced since February 2021. However, managers and businesses had until February 2024 to implement the new guidelines. If a food was packaged and labeled before February 2024 and it complied with the previous allergen declaration requirements, then the food can continue to be sold until February 2026. For this reason, it is even more important to read food labels every time, since products labeling will be changing between now and 2026. This may mean that some product will have different ingredients listed as per new PEAL requirements. Especially now, with such an array of food labels in circulation at the supermarket, let's take a look at how to read the labels. Let's look at this kind of soup, for example. As you can see, two crucial ways of labeling food are the ingredient lists, which include the allergens, milk, next to the ingredient cream, quoted in same font size and in bold to highlight the specific allergens. And secondly, the summary statement under contain indicates only the allergen, which is wheat, soy, milk, gluten, quoted in bold and in the same font size. As you can see here, cream is not listed under the statement contain. Caesar dressing, for example. The ingredient list includes the allergens milk next to the ingredient Parmesan cheese. The allergen wheat, barley, and fish is listed next to Worcestershire sauce, quoted in the same font size as ingredients, but in bold to highlight the specific allergen. And secondly, the summary statement under contains indicate only the allergen: egg, fish, milk, sulfite, wheat, and gluten. As you can see here, barley is not listed under the statement contains. It is referred as gluten only. Vegemite is another example of PEAL requirement. Now, let's look at some other food labels. Some food labels use may contain or may present statement to indicate the possible unintended presence of allergens occurring during food manufacture. As per our chocolate chips example here, may contain statement indicate peanuts and tree nuts, which mean it is produced in a facility that also produce the allergen peanuts and tree nuts, and could indicate possibility of cross-contamination throughout the process or processing aids. These are voluntary statements that are made by food suppliers, and it is not regulated by the legislation, which means there is no specific area or format that is mandated for may contain. Since trace amounts of allergen can trigger a severe allergic reaction, including anaphylaxis in highly sensitive individuals, products with may contain warnings must be avoided to minimize the risk of accidental exposure. Therefore, if you're preparing food for someone with an allergy, or if your childcare has a nut-free policy, you will need to pay more attention in reading the label to identify the traces of allergens in the may contain statement. The shortbread biscuits here are further examples of PEALs, as you can see highlighted ingredients in bold and summary statement. This example here indicates another characteristic of PEAL requirements, which state that declaration must be repeated for each ingredient that contains the allergen. As you can see, milk is repeatedly quoted against each ingredient that contains milk. More example of PEAL labeling requirements again. Now, while imported goods must comply with Australian food labeling legislation, mistake can occur during translation. Use extra care with imported goods. Labeling requirements in some other countries are less demanding than Australian standard, and there is a greater risk of incorrect labeling of imported products. Referring to this packet of noodles here, note that may contain includes celery and mustard as a declared allergen. However, celery and mustard are not declared allergens as per Australian Food Standard Code. Therefore, it is mandatory in Australia to declare the presence of celery and mustard as an allergen on a product. So, it is important to know that if you or your loved ones have an allergy that is not under the declared allergen list, it will not be declared as allergens on product labels. Now that you have seen all the different labeling requirements, what can you do to keep your loved ones and those under your care safe? Read all food labels every time you purchase a product. Food labels, ingredient listing, allergen warning statement, change without warning. Remember to check labeling on both outer and inner packages. There can be some discrepancies with individual packaging. Check labels of products that come in different size packages. They may be different. Do not rely on product labels as free from. Make sure you still read the ingredient list and allergen warning statement. If you notice food label has changed, either it can now be consumed or cannot be consumed due to updated labels, share with other family members or staff members who are involved in the preparation or serving of the food to someone with allergies. In places such as aged care homes and childcare centers, where you are regularly preparing and serving food to people with an allergy, always ensure your food allergen matrix is up to date. especially in a childcare setting where young people are developing or growing out of allergies during their time within care. This needs to be accurate at all times. Food safety of consumers with allergy is a shared responsibility of consumers and food service providers. If you don't have a food allergen matrix, you can download a free copy from our website, which will be available after this webinar. Well, we hope this session has clarified some of your questions about the new PEAL labeling regulations and how to manage food allergies within your aged care home, childcare centers, or family. If you have submitted any questions, we will respond to you individually by email after this session. If you need further allergy or food safety training, we offer a variety of options, including virtual sessions, regular face-to-face session in our training room, and on-site training for your convenience. Please feel free to visit our website or give us a call to assist your team's requirement. Thank you everyone for joining us today, and have a lovely rest of your day.